Thanks for watching The 9.
53-year-old Kellyanne Conway looked noticeably different during a Fox News appearance last week, causing many to take to Twitter wondering if the White House counselor had some plastic surgery done during quarantine. One of our favorite doctors, board-certified plastic surgeon Dr. Anthony Youn, is weighing in on quarantine plastic surgery. Good morning, Dr. Youn. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks, Doc. First of all, I thought plastic surgery was, you weren't able to get it done during quarantine, but it looks like some have. However, your impressions of Kellyanne Conway, she did look like almost a completely different person. When I first saw her on TV, I had to wait for the lower third for the name to pop up because I just didn't recognize her at first.
And I think you are not alone. There's so many people that saw her and like, who is that? And that's when we know that plastic surgery has gone a bit too far, when you don't recognize somebody. Now, I think she's had a number of things done. And just like you said, the vast majority of plastic surgeons were not operating during quarantine. So if she was having this done when everybody was quarantined, it may have been against the law.
What did she have done, Dr. Youn? Because we all need to know.
So the first thing that I think she had done was a brow lift. So when you look at her eyebrows appear to be significantly lifted, and her forehead is very, very smooth. Now, a brow lift won't make the wrinkles go away, but Botox will. So I think she's had a combination of a brow lift with Botox, a brow lift lifting the brows, the Botox smoothing the wrinkles, and I think she probably had a facelift done as well. When you look at her lower face and her neckline, much sharper, much smoother. Final thing is I think she had some filler or fat injected into her cheeks. Her cheeks look much, much softer, and she may have even had her eyelids done as well.
Yeah, I think she got the works, Doc. But
exactly.
She looks great.
Is that what you call it? Do you call it the works?
I said I want one of everything.
It really is an extreme makeover. And the interesting thing now, however, is that there are concerns with operating too long on patients with what's going on with COVID. In my practice right now, I'm limiting my surgeries to about 4.5 hours because we don't want to overoperate, because if for some reason somebody is actually incubating COVID and they have a really lengthy operation, they could suffer some major, major complications afterwards.
Hey, Dr. Youn, just before we get on to our next topic, under her eyes seem to be very different. Is there a surgery you do to get rid of like bags under somebody's eyes?
Yeah, and that's what I said. I think she may have had her upper and lower eyelids done as well. So a lower blepharoplasty will remove the puffy fat as well as skin. You combine that with some laser treatments and you get the appearance I think that she currently has.
It also looks like there's some extra hair, although I'm not the one to bring that up. So let's just move on from that. I want to talk about Khloe Kardashian. I'm a fan of the Kardashians. They're all so gorgeous. Khloe, my, doctor, what in the world kind of procedure can do this?
So once again, she is almost unrecognizable. It's like she is morphing into her younger sister, Kim. So when you look at her, the thing that to me that really sticks out is her nose. Her nose has undergone a number of changes over the last several years, getting a bit thinner, a bit longer. So in my opinion, I think she's probably had a couple of rhinoplasties. I also think that she may have had a brow lift, like what I think Kellyanne Conway had. And she's also had injections of filler into her cheeks, I think into her lips, to help reshape them as well. She may not have had quite as many things as Kellyanne, but the changes are still very, very dramatic.
How long do these things last?
Well, the results can last anywhere from 10 to 20 years. It really depends, and it depends on the surgery. So for Khloe, those nose job results will last the rest of her life. You know, even though the nose does change slightly as we get older, it's not going to go back to her old nose. Kellyanne Conway, a bit of a different thing when you're looking at anti-aging surgeries. Studies show a facelift can last anywhere from 7.5 to 15 years.
Dr. Youn, what are people asking for out of quarantine? Because I feel like I have some quarantine cellulite and some other issues. But what are people requesting now that you are open again?
So two big things. Botox was huge. I think when we reopened, we had a waiting list of 500 people who wanted Botox. Yeah, because it's worn off. Like, it lasts 3 to 4 months, and how long did quarantine last? So that was huge. That is huge right now. The other thing are body things. I mean, it's getting warm finally here in Michigan, so we've got devices now that can reduce cellulite, that can actually improve a six-pack, that can lift and reshape the buttocks, as well as get rid of fat, and all of this is non-invasive. So it's these non-invasive treatments that you can have done that are totally legal once again, that people are really rushing into the office to have done.
Doc, can you have...
Do you have a time machine, perhaps?
Not quite, but we're getting there. I'd say Botox is probably the closest thing we have right now to the fountain of youth.
I was going to say, can you help the fellas out over here? I got about 3 chins over here I'd like something done about. But
is there a chin surgery?
So there's an injectable called Kybella that can actually melt fat away from the undersurface of the chin. So that is really effective. Another thing that's real popular right now is it's called the Gold Filtox Facial, where you do microneedling, combine it with very dilute Botox and very dilute filler and growth factor. So it's like the whole kitchen sink thrown in. There was truly a time machine procedure. Right now, that's what we have.
Look at that.
Oh, I need some of that. That sounds good.
Please.
All right. Dr. Anthony Yoon, board-certified plastic surgeon, thank you as always. We know it was a long quarantine for you as well, so we're glad you're back. I know. I've never seen your hair that long.
One heck of an internet connection, too. Good job.
Yes. We love that. Thanks, Dr. Yoon.